From filming himself counting to 100,000 alone in his bedroom to being widely recognized as YouTube's first billionaire by 2025, Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, has built a life that almost doesn't feel real. What he's living now is a mix of extreme wealth, crazy production budgets, and a level of generosity we usually don't see from traditional billionaires. He's running multiple businesses worth hundreds of millions, flying around the world on one of the most expensive private jets you can buy. At the same time, quietly funding food banks, schools, and clean water projects on a global scale. While a lot of celebrities chase that Hollywood red carpet lifestyle, Jimmy has created his own version of it, on his own terms, with the entire world watching. If you enjoy deep dives into the lives of the ultra-wealthy and how they really live behind the headlines, make sure you subscribe and hit like, so you don't miss the next breakdown. Let's start with where MrBeast actually lives, because that alone is unlike anything we've seen from an online creator. Instead of relocating to Los Angeles, New York, or Dubai like so many other stars, Jimmy has stayed in Greenville, North Carolina. But this isn't a normal hometown setup. Over the years, he's quietly bought up house after house on the same street until the entire area has basically turned into his own production neighborhood. Fans often call it a MrBeast village for a reason. By 2025, he's believed to own more than 10 properties there. The centerpiece is a roughly $15 million mansion that functions not just as a home, but also as an integrated work hub. Inside, you're not just finding a nice living room and a kitchen. There are dedicated filming spaces, custom gaming rooms, and even a private basketball court, so he and his friends can play without ever leaving the property. What makes it more unique is that many of the nearby houses are occupied by his closest friends and longtime employees. He didn't just move on from his day one crew once the money came. He literally bought homes so his inner circle could live close and work together. It turns an ordinary North Carolina street into a closed-loop creative community, where his personal life and business are woven together. When you add up everything he owns in that area, the mansion plus all the surrounding properties, the total real estate value is estimated to be over $30 million. Instead of a single megastate in Beverly Hills, he's effectively built his own little district in his hometown. Now, a lot of billionaires are defined by their car collections. With Jimmy, cars are more an accessory than an obsession, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have some serious machines parked in the driveway. He's been seen driving a gold-wrapped Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, a car that screams YouTube spectacle and fits perfectly into MrBeast brand. For his more practical, everyday use, he often leans on a Tesla Model X Plaid, satisfying the tech lover and eco-minded side of his personality. Then there's a custom Mercedes G-Wagon built out to fit the Beast image. Comfortable, imposing, and ideal as a rolling backdrop for vlogs and challenges. On top of that, by 2025, he's among the early testers of the Tesla Cybertruck's latest version, well before many people can even place an order. When you combine all of these, the Lambo, the high-end Tesla lineup, the luxury SUV builds, you're looking at a collection comfortably worth more than $5 million. And that's without even counting the random cars he's bought, given away, or destroyed for videos. But if you really want to see where his lifestyle jumps from rich YouTuber to global mogul, you have to look up, quite literally, at his private jet. In 2024, Jimmy stepped into the world of long-range private aviation by using a Gulfstream G700, one of the most advanced and luxurious business jets on the planet. We're talking about an aircraft with a price tag in the $70+ million range, not including customization, and operating costs that can reach around $13,000 per flight hour. He doesn't just use it to hop from Greenville to Los Angeles. This jet is how he moves entire production teams to the kind of locations that define MrBeast's video scale. Deserts, islands, Dubai skylines, frozen landscapes like Antarctica. When he films those massive challenges around the world, there's a real-world cost behind every shot, and a lot of that cost is jet fuel and flight time. Estimates put his yearly spending on private jet travel at over $10 million. That kind of number puts him not just in YouTuber territory, but side by side with A-list entertainers and CEOs of multinational corporations. Now, none of this exists in a vacuum. The reason he can spend like that is because by 2025, Jimmy has turned what started as simple viral videos into a full-scale business empire. His overall net worth is widely believed to have passed the $1 billion mark, making him the first creator to generate that level of wealth primarily through YouTube and its ecosystem. And it's not just ad revenue. There are several major pillars under that number. First is his chocolate and snack line, Feastables, often misspelled in older right UPS as Fastables. What began as a fun side project quickly exploded into a $500 million brand, available in major stores and online worldwide. It taps perfectly into his audience. Younger, internet-savvy consumers who love to support creators they feel connected to. Then there's his food venture, MrBeast Burger. After initially operating through delivery-only ghost kitchens, the concept has been reworked into more premium physical locations and branded outlets. That segment alone has been valued at around $200 million, even after all the growing pains and legal noise that came with scaling fast. On top of physical products, his network of YouTube channels, Main Channel, Gaming, Reacts, Philanthropy, and several localized versions in different languages, collectively brings in over $100 million a year through ads and integrated brand partnerships. Add merchandise on top of that, and you're looking at another 40 to 50 million annually from clothing, accessories, and limited drops tied to specific videos or milestones. Finally, behind the scenes, Jimmy has been quietly investing in tech and gaming startups, taking equity stakes instead of just taking sponsor checks. All of it combines into something bigger than just a YouTuber. At this point, he's the CEO of a multi-layered media and consumer brand machine. For most people, that would be enough. Houses, jets, companies, cars. But what really separates MrBeast from the typical billionaire profile is how aggressively he gives money away. Through Beast Philanthropy and other projects, he spends millions every year on direct aid. His foundation alone is believed to channel around $10 million annually into food banks, housing projects, educational programs, and rapid response relief efforts. These aren't abstract pledges buried in press releases. They're filmed, documented, turned into content, so that viewers see exactly where the money is going. One of his most ambitious undertakings has been funding clean water projects. By 2025, he has helped finance more than 2,000 wells across part of Africa, bringing safe drinking water to an estimated 5 million people. Those numbers are normally associated with large NGOs and global coalitions, not a kid who started off opening Minecraft loot chests on camera. On top of that, he has pledged $50 million toward global hunger solutions through cooperation with the United Nations and other major organizations. When you compare that to some traditional billionaires who give a fraction of their net worth, spread out over a lifetime, it puts into context just how unusual his model is. While all this is happening behind the scenes, his public influence hasn't slowed down. In fact, by 2025, his grip on YouTube is tighter than ever. His main channel alone passes 300 million subscribers, a figure that dwarfs the audiences of many television networks. The scale of his content has reached a point where each video operates almost like a standalone blockbuster. Budgets have ballooned into the $3 to $10 million range per upload, with at least one project rumored to have cost around $12 million from start to finish. At that level, his productions are genuinely competing with mid-budget Hollywood films and streaming projects, except he's releasing them for free on YouTube and recouping the investments through ad revenue, sponsors, merch, and the knock-on effect on his brands. Estimates for his yearly YouTube-related income, once you include sponsorships and cross-promotion, land in the $150 to $200 million range. And the key thing with Jimmy is that he has a habit of reinvesting huge chunks of that money straight back into the next wave of content. With that much cash in reach, you might expect him to be living on a yacht full-time or bouncing between luxury resorts. But his day-to-day is surprisingly structured and almost modest by billionaire standards. He's known for getting up early and working with a personal trainer to stay in shape, not because he's obsessed with aesthetics, but because he understands he needs energy to carry long filming days. His diet is reportedly kept fairly simple and functional. Food as fuel, not as endless 5-star indulgence. Once he's in work mode, he's notorious for spending 10 to 12 hours a day with his team. That time spans brainstorming, planning, reviewing concepts, overseeing builds for sets and challenges, shooting content, and going over edits. People around him have said repeatedly that he cares less about luxury experiences and more about how do we make the next video bigger, more original, more impactful. When he does take time off, it's rarely about exclusive red carpet events. His hobbies stay very grounded. Gaming sessions, playing basketball on his own court with friends, hanging out in the same cluster houses he's bought for his inner circle. Even with $1 billion net worth, he's usually seen in the same sort of t-shirt, hoodie, and sneakers combo he wore years ago. To his viewers, that's a huge part of his appeal. Yes, he has the mansions, the supercars, and one of the nicest private jets available, but he doesn't project the image of someone who disappeared into a high society bubble. Everything he does, from wild giveaways to gigantic challenges, is still happening under the harsh, constant light of the internet. That combination, massive wealth, extreme spending on content, deep philanthropy, but a relatively down-to-earth daily life, is what makes MrBeast's 2025 lifestyle so intriguing. He's not trying to be a traditional tech billionaire hiding behind a foundation and a boardroom. He's living his entire rise in public on camera, letting millions of viewers watch as he builds and gives away fortunes in real time. In a world where a lot of old money elites are trying to hold on to privacy and mystique, Jimmy Donaldson is almost the opposite. Transparent, chaotic at times, but undeniably influential. He's proof that in this new era, you can turn viral videos into a genuine empire, use an empire to change lives at scale, and still stay close to people and place you started with. If you enjoyed this look inside MrBeast's billionaire lifestyle, make sure you're subscribed to Affluent Access and hit the like button. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Jimmy is the blueprint for the next generation of billionaires?